All right, let's jump right in. We're going beyond just the price tag to figure out what really makes the supply of things change. I'm talking about the powerful, hidden forces that are constantly at work in our economy.
You've probably seen this happen, right? You're at the store and your favorite orange juice is suddenly way more expensive. Or maybe you notice that a new hybrid car is actually affordable. It's not just random chance. So what is going on here?
And here's the thing. The answer isn't just about the price itself. It's about these other, bigger forces that can shift the entire supply of a product. And when that happens, it's a total game changer for everyone.
Now, before we get into the cool stuff, we've got to cover the basic rule of the road, the law of supply. It's actually pretty simple. It just says that when the price of something goes up, companies want to sell more of it. I mean, it makes sense, right? A higher price means more potential profit.
So if only the price changes, we're just kind of cruising up and down a predictable supply curve. But here's the million-dollar question. What happens when that little phrase, other things being equal, isn't true? What happens when the world changes?
This is the key difference right here. A movement along the curve, that's just a simple reaction to a price change. But a shift of the curve, well, that's what we're here to talk about. This is when some outside factor comes in and redraws the entire map, changing how much is supplied at every single price.
So what are these mystery factors? Well, economists call them shifters. Think about stuff like the cost of raw materials, big leaps in technology, what companies expect to happen in the future, or even just how many sellers are in the market. These are the things working behind the scenes.
Okay, enough theory. Let's make this real. We're going to walk through 3 real-world examples to see exactly how these shifters can completely change the game.
First up, maybe the most powerful shifter out there today, technology. It is constantly reshaping our world, and supply chain is no exception.
So picture the market for hybrid cars. Now imagine there's a huge breakthrough, some new invention that makes building those cars way cheaper and faster. So here's how that domino effect works. First, someone invents that new, efficient machinery. That immediately lowers the cost of building each and every car. All of a sudden, it's more profitable to make these cars no matter what price they sell for. And the result? Car makers start pumping out more of them, and the whole supply curve shifts to the right. More cars for everyone.
All right, on to our second shifter, input prices. This one is all about the cost of the raw ingredients, the parts and pieces you need to make something. Okay, new scenario. Let's say there's a major strike and the price of steel goes through the roof. Now, if you're a company that builds minivans, steel is a huge part of your product. This is going to be a problem.
And you can probably see where this is going. The price of that essential input, steel, just shot up. That means it costs more to make every single minivan. Suddenly, your profit margins are squeezed at any price you sell them for. So what do the car companies do? They make fewer of them, and the entire supply curve shifts to the left.
And for our last one, let's look at a shifter that producers have almost zero control over, Mother Nature, or natural events.
This is a classic example. You're making orange juice and everything's going great. Then, bam! An unexpected frost hits Florida overnight and wipes out a huge part of the orange crop.
This is a direct hit to the supply chain. The frost destroys the crop, which means your main input, oranges, is suddenly way more scarce and expensive. You just can't make as much orange juice. The end result is that the supply curve shifts hard to the left. And that, my friends, is why the price of OJ can spike overnight.
So we've looked at tech for hybrid cars, steel for minivans, and weather for orange juice. After all that, what's the main thing to remember?
The big takeaway is this: price is only a tiny piece of the puzzle. The real action, the stuff that causes big changes, is happening with these supply shifters. The cost of inputs, new tech, natural events, even just what people think is going to happen next. These are the real drivers.
And honestly, this is why it matters. Once you get a feel for these shifters, you've got a whole new lens to see the world through. You can read a headline about a drought in Brazil or a new factory in Ohio, and you'll instantly know, that's going to affect the supply.
So I'll leave you with a question to think about. What's something you've bought recently that's either been hard to find or suddenly everywhere? Now that you know about the shifters, which one do you think was really pulling the strings?